Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Rahul. So, in last two videos regarding DSA, I posted the basic levels, the basic things that you need regarding Java that we will use for doing DSA, and I just gave some basic intro regarding collection frameworks also. So, from this section onwards, we are starting with array, and it is one of the important topic regarding DSA. Most of the interview sections, everything, mainly mostly they ask questions from arrays and all. So I thought we could start from this array from now onwards. So let's start. If you are new here, subscribe my channel for more coding contents and all. So let's get into our session. Okay. So array is nothing. It's just a collection of elements of the same data type and it's stored in a contiguous memory. So mostly an array will be like just take if I have an array named mm, num, okay, and it will be like having data like um, as I mentioned same data type. So I will take integers as of now. So just take this now 50. Okay. So array is somewhat like this. It is like saving the data type. Um, Same data type elements. Okay. So all these are integers. Like that, just think. Now another thing, when we have to search for an element or when we need to add one element inside this, or we have to replace, all are easy because it is a fixed type one. When we are using array, we need a fixed based memory or fixed size. Then only we can use array in an effective manner. Otherwise, it will give some errors like uh, array index out of bound exception like that. So it's better uh, when we know the exact size or um, exact size or fixed size like that. So this is the thing. And another thing regarding arrays, it is index based. The first element of this index, when you see, it's 10, right? When it comes to the index, it is 0. I will show you the, okay. So for 10 the index is 0, for 20 it's 1, for 30 it's 2, for 40 it's 3, for 50 it's 4. Okay. So from this you might be understand the size, sorry, the index will be starting from 0, and the last element index will be total length minus 1. So 5 minus 1, that is 4. Okay, this is the thing. And the important thing that I already mentioned, it is fixed size. Once it created, then we cannot change its size. That's the issue regarding array. So this is the important thing that you want to understand. Now let's check in coding part. So array can be initialized in two manner. So this is the first one. Okay. Now second method is this. Okay, means we have to implement the square bracket either with this int or with the variable. So in most cases, we mostly use this first one. Second one won't be used that much. I didn't so in that much that the second method used mostly the first method will be used. So this is the preferred way that we could use. So I'm just removing that. Now I'll show you how we can um, how the memory allocation happens in this one. So now we have the name array. Now I am going to give the array of the fixed size 5 and the data type will be integer as you already see. Okay, so as of now the array size will be 5 and the default value as of now is 0. So you might be think how can we assign values if the current default value is 0, then how it will be. Just check the default value now. See, I forgot to give the index value. That's why it didn't shows. So this is the thing. Till 4 we can give. It will show 0 only. So what happens if I give the index value 5? It will show error. See, array index out of bound exception. Index 5 out of bound for length 5. So this is the issue when we give or when we try to find an element or when we try to um, get an element outside its memory. So always we have to get elements inside the fixed memory. Because of that only we in most of the time in the for loop and all when we go for give the condition, we will give I less than n. If we give I equal to n, I less than n only we will give, so that it won't give any issue like this array index out of bound exception. I hope you understand this concept. Okay, now uh, I will show you how we can initialize one array with random values. Int num is equal to 10, 20, 30, 50. Okay, num of 0. See, we will get. So this is the method that we can initialize the values with values in this way, or else we can give it via for loop like the runtime. We can give using the scanner. So this is the method that artist usually follows. And while we go for the lead code problems, there is no need of any scanner or anything because in the test case only they have values, so we have to implement the logic only in that particular things. And some other things like default values I already told. When we run this system dot print code, we saw that for all the elements, for all till uh, the size, the values will be 0. Like that we have some default values for different types. Okay, so I will show you for integer and long. It is default values. Okay, for integer and long it is 0. For float and double, it's 0.0. Now for boolean, the default value is false, and for objects it's null. So this is the important things that you need to know when you create one array or anything with a specific data type. These things you need to know, because sometimes when you assign boolean, okay, when you create a array of boolean, then you might be think like the default value might be true, so you can use that for a particular operation. So just understand these default values and all, so that it will be useful for you in your further um, coding sessions. Okay, now I will show you another thing. Now you saw that how we accessed this element. So from num of 0, we will get the element, the value 10. Okay, for num of 0. So what happens if I change the value of index 0? So num of 0 is equal to 100. Okay, then if I go for this, what will I get? Okay, I will just comment this. So this is the thing, I modified the first element in our uh, already used array. Now you might be see that our array is not sorted, like 100 is at first and the smaller are next. So there is one inbuilt method, that is arrays.sort, which we can use in order to sort these elements. So when we use arrays, we have to import the class, that is the util. Okay, I didn't. Okay, um, I will use the for loop to show you that. Sorry for this. Mm, Okay, rest of thought. Mm, mm, it's not printing. Yeah, let's try this string. See, so this is another inbuilt method that is toString, and you can see the definition that of toString here. Like toString, we have another inbuilt methods like binary search, equals, and fill, which will be used in order to uh, make your work simpler. But same time there is some problem with this inbuilt methods, because when I tried this inbuilt method in some contest or other some other problems in hard level problems, this is not that much efficient, because in some test case it is not showing the relevant answer. It will uh, getting some value at the end of that value, it will be different. So for context or exam based thing, I'm not suggesting this inbuilt method. In order for any work based thing or any other um, um, coding competition in your college or any other place, you can use it. It's damn easy compared to other sorting methods or anything. Yeah, with one line of code you can implement. So now let's go for the for loop, how we can use for loop in this one. Okay, for int I is equal to 0, I less than, so currently one, yeah, num dot length I plus plus. Okay, now what happened here is currently the value of I is 0, and till the length of the array num less than that, we will iterate system dot out dot println num of I. Okay, so I'm commenting this also. See, in this way we can print the elements. This also we can use. So these are the two methods that uh, another one also there, that is the for each loop. This is which is the enhanced for loop. We won't use I and all, just we will use one variable. I'll show you that. For int n in num, mm, system println Okay, see, same effect. Okay, so these are the various things that you can implement in array. Now, I hope you understand this concept. If you have any doubt regarding this, just ping me. I will help. Like any issue or anything that you didn't understand. Now, as I mentioned, this is um, simple one. But next, we are going for 2D array. This is the first part regarding multi-dimensional arrays. We have 2D, 3D. There are so many way we can um, use arrays. So in dynamic programming, in these things and all, we will use we there will be uh, what to say this arrays, multi-dimensional arrays will be there. So so many things are there with respect to arrays and all. Now I will just show you the 2D array declaration and all, because in coming when we start the lead code um, questions in dynamic programming and all, we will see how the multi-dimensional arrays and all will act, how it will perform and all. So as I already started, we will use integer. I will name it as matrix because it is somewhat looks like a matrix only. Now we have to give the row and columns. Okay, so two row and three columns. Okay, like that we are giving. Now mm, this is the way of declaration. Now I will show you how to initialize variable. You can initialize in any other ways. As you know, I will just show you how we can use in a simpler manner. One, two, three, 6. Okay. Now, among this, if I want to access this particular element or this particular element, what I have to give is I have to give the value of the position of this particular element. So, if I need um, this 6, then I have to give check for the position, like this is the zeroth one, first, second. Okay, means 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. So this is the position 1, 2. So when I print system println um, matrix 1, 2. Okay, see, this is the way that you can access any particular element. So this is when we know the exact value and where it is and all. Just for demonstration only, I'm showing. When it comes to code interview or exam based way, we might be have a particular array or multi-dimensional array with a particular size like I and j. Okay, whatever you will have like a 3 into 3 or m into n, like that. At that time, the first approach that we will use is brute force. We will go through all these elements and we will search. Like that we will search for a particular element, or when we need to uh, replace whatever we need to do, we will use in that way. we will use two loops for rows and the next one for columns. Like that, we will use two particular for loops and all for fetching or whatever operation we need to do in the matrix. We will use two for loops in case of brute force. In coming coding lessons, I will show you how the brute force and how the optimized approaches are working and the complexity, time and space complexity and all works. Now, in real world, how this array is helping the people. So, just removing this. First one, like you might be know in uh, exam based things like how the student marks are stored. You might be getting a pass, distinction, average, below average, or fail. Like that, so many things are there. So I will just show you a sample code. Then we will switch to our lead code problem, that is using arrays, and I will show you one particular algorithm that how it works and all, which um, will be useful. That is a good one compared to brute force. Like that, we will understand why I am mentioning like that and all. Okay, so just creating one array with values 85, 90, 60, 78, 95. Okay, now I need to find the average mark of this. Okay, so I will first initialize one variable to get the total and just initialize with 0. Now I am using the uh, for each loop to get the total mark. Int mark in marks total. Okay, now we have our total mark here. If you need, you can just give a print statement so that you will get to know how what's the total mark and all. Now I'm going to get the average. So when we need to go for average, as you can see, it's like a division operation, and you might be get decimal values. So to get a safer side, we will use double average, and as we given total as an integer, we have to change it to double. Okay, then we have to give the length. Now we can get the average. Okay, so this is the way. This is the things that we are mostly performing with respect to arrays. When the size is fixed, it's the better option to perform operations like this. Now we can go for this question, which is removing. an element. So you have one value and one particular array. Okay, value and array, and we have to remove all occurrence of the value in the array in place, and the order of the element may be changed. Then return the number of elements in nums which are not equal to value. So if you see this, value is 3. Okay, from this array we have to remove this 3, and we have to return the remaining count of the elements that is included in our array. So here you can see 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 0, 4, 2, and the value is 2. And when we remove this array, we no need to sort or anything. Whatever is there uh, in its place, like when we remove this 2 and 2, then the mm, okay, there is so it can be written in any order, no issue with that. So only we have to find the remaining count of the elements inside the array. Okay, so we can start with our coding part. As I mentioned, we will go for the brute force approach, n equal to nums dot length int I is equal to 0. So what these things are? So this is the current size of the array. Okay, and this I is used to point used as the pointer in order to scan through the array that we are having. Okay, while till this condition met, we have to iterate through the array in order to check whether the value is there in the array. If nums of I is equal to value, okay, then if we find the target value, then we need to shift everything to the left, because later we have to give underscore, we have to leave whatever that is not equal to the value. For int j is equal to I, j less than n minus 1, j plus plus. Now we need to shift. So nums of j is equal to nums of plus 1. Okay, same time we need to reduce the size of the array, because we removed one element from the array now. So n minus, same time there is one confusion that you may get, is that whether you need to decrease increase the I, but don't increase I in this loop, because the new value at nums of I will be there, that still needs to be checked. Once we didn't find once there is nothing, then we have to um, increment I, which means if it's not the value that we are searching, then we need to move forward. Okay, once this done, we need to return the new length without the value. Return n. Okay, run this code. Yeah, this is it. So you can see it beats 100%, even though when you go for the complexity analysis, it is big of n square. That is uh, not much efficient because it's for a symbol array, or for a limited array only it's better. But when it becomes data having 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 crore, in this way it's too much time consuming, as and every time before each removal we need to shift the elements. So this not giving any efficiency. That's the issue behind brute force approach. Okay, now same thing that we can um, implement using another way, that is using two pointers. Because when I go through this, when I check the topics, I saw two pointers here. Because here we can use two pointers, like one for scanning every element in the array, and the another that will mark where the next valid element should go. Like that, two things that can be used. Okay, same time you might be get doubt like what is two pointer and how it's using and all. So I will just show you how we can use in this. So two pointers means, just think, you have I and you have J. Okay, so what the first one will do is uh, it will, the first operation, the pointer I have one functionality, one job is to scan through every element. So it's like scanning. It will be in one pass only. These all things happen. Okay. 1 second. Okay. So second one is for uh, check where the next valid element should go. So checking. So in this one, this is the faster pointer. This is the slower one. Okay. Now in this program, uh, I'll show you how we have to code it. Then I will explain all these things. First of all, we will initialize the slower pointer, which checking where the next valid element goes. So I was just giving it 0, sorry, I. Now we have to go for one pass for scanning all the elements. Int j is 0. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to check if the current element is not val. Then we have to keep it. If terms of j not equal to the value that we are searching, then we have to move it to the front. Terms of j. Okay. Then we have to move the pointer I front. So just increment it. Then if this condition is not true, like if nums of j is equal to value, then there is nothing we need to do. Just skip it. Okay. Now what we have to return is the I, which is the number of elements that not equal to value. See, same effect that also returning. The difference here is when you submit, yeah, you just check the complexity of this uh, code because it using only one pass through the array. So the time complexity will be big of n. It is somewhat clean, short, and efficient compared to the brute force approach. Now I will tell you what all things are happening in this code. First of all, we will initialize the I, which I already mentioned, where we will place the next element that is not equal to value. Then we will loop through the array with starting j to nums dot length minus 1. Then we are giving one condition like whether the value, sorry, the element and the value is not equal. Then we will copy whatever in whatever in the current element to the I, nums of I. Then we will increment I. Then we will returning whatever we are stored. So this is some compared to the brute force or any other approach. This is somewhat clean and efficient. So just check for this complexity analysis for this code that we done now. And in coming session, we will go for other algorithms like a sliding window, um, binary sorting, like all these things we will discuss regarding arrays. Mostly we will go in a faster way, and if you have any query or any doubt regarding these type of questions or anything regarding two pointers, just ping me. I will help. So see you in next video. Till that, happy coding.